Big thanks to Bluefin Distribution for sending this one out. Check them out and links to buy in the description.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello there, collectors. Steven here, and welcome to the last review for Wave 5 of Gundam Universe. And today we're going to be taking a look at what I think is absolutely not going to be last, Gundam Sandrock. Now, why does Sandrock hold an actual nice place in my heart? Well, you see, kids, way back in the day, Toys R Us actually did carry some Gundam model kits, or Gunpla, essentially, as we all know and love it today. And Sandrock was purchased for me to build alongside Death Scythe. Now, did I actually build them? That's a story for a different day, maybe. But for Sandrock here, having this full circle experience, model kit when I was younger, action figure right now, this is pretty cool. Now, for our Gundam Universe figure, it's about 30 bucks, and that's why you're here. So let's take a look to see whether or not Sandrock is worth adding into your collection, and I think you may be pleasantly surprised. So yes, clearly, there is going to be a little bit of a bias here because Sandrock, you know, one of the originals that I liked. I know it's not one of the original Gundam units from, you know, the original anime. You know what I'm talking about. But Sandrock here is actually rather well executed. There is some metallic green that's used on the head and on the chest, which is actually pretty striking. And there are a few points like some of the yellow on the chest. I don't know if that's just going to be bare plastic or even the red that's utilized on a couple of parts through the figure, whether or not that's going to be bare plastic or that is actually going to be paint application. Regardless of what the process may be, it looks good. Now, Sandrock isn't white. It's sort of an off-white. I would say a kind of eggshell, and I think it is rather executed well here. No real issues to complain about. We do have a couple of maybe minor manufacturing remnants from unit to unit, not particularly found on this one, but generally speaking, unless you're using a super zoom macro extender lens for more than 20 millimeters, you're not really going to find much wrong with at least this particular unit. So I would have to say, if you go to pick one up yourself, you probably will be as pleasantly surprised as I am. It's not perfect. Some areas, maybe they could use a dry brushing effect of some sort, but hey, for 30 bucks, it's what you expect. So Sandrock may have some bells and whistles, stuff to go on the back, on the forearms, but we're not going to have that attached here for the articulation just because maybe you just want a vanilla Gundam on your shelf and maybe you just want to fiddle around with it. So let's see how this one moves. So head is going to plug into the neck on a ball joint, and then that little, I guess you might call it a podium or what have you, the neck is actually going to be on a ball joint as well. So this way we can move the head around a bit, look up about that far, down about that far, obviously rock from side to side and spin all the way around. Be mindful of bumping into anything on the collarbone there. Or would it be a bone? I don't know. Anyway, for the shoulders, we do have ball joints, which if you push too hard, they will pop off. So do keep that in mind, but this is a great time to see the shoulder joint system. So they are going to plug into the body on ball joints, just like so. And then there's going to be a hinge, which allows you to raise and lower the arm. So we can see, so when you have completely freed up, we can probably push that just a little bit more. And then when we are not freed up, thanks to the shoulder armor, it's about the same. So this one can T-pose on any other Gundam it may defeat. And then we do have the backpack, which we'll talk about that, aside from it swiveling, in just a few minutes. So let me plug this back on. Very easy to pop the parts back on, which I really do like about these figures if they do pop off. So we do have dedicated bicep swivel so we can spin the arm around. And we have double hinge at the elbows. Very cool. Now, for wrists, we do have ball joints. Very simple. Not too much to talk about aside from spinning and rocking around. We do have a waist joint, which at first glance, for this one, out of the package, it was kind of positioned like that. So it didn't look like it really had a joint. But once I forced it just a little bit, we were able to get some movement there. Twisting and turning, rocking around from side to side. Very good. I mean, it works. And once again, the backpack pops off. All right, stay in there. So, for skirt here, battle kilt. Does the back move? Well, it wants to wiggle around. I think that may just be thanks to the manufacturing process. We can see the screw there. So that's me doing something that's not intended. But we do have, let's see if we can pop this off real quick just to show you, swivels and hinges. And there's the copyright information. So all of these parts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, those being all, they do swivel. And then they do move around on a hinge, so we can raise and lower them. Very cool. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and extend all of these as best we can to really see what the maximum movement is on the legs. This one on mine is rather tight. Okay, that'll have to do. So, kicking forward and backward, that far, hips side to side, like that for the splits. Now, the hips are going to plug in on ball joints, and then they are also going to have a dedicated swivel. As you can kind of see there, it wanted to move a little bit and then it didn't. So yes, so they are going to have swivels as well. So this way we get great range of movement. We do have double hinge at the knees, like so. Pushing that to the limit there. And that's going to be about it. Then for the ankles, what do we have? Because those are always important. Well, you can see it does look like the armor for the ankles is independent, and it can kind of move a little bit on its own, not too much though, but we do have ankle rocker movement here for the feet, and then we can see that far forward, that far back on the toes with no hinges. So, what do we have for a final verdict? Sandrock works very well in this line. Very solid articulation. You can put it into some fun poses. Again, don't expect super hyper awesome robot spirits, you know, being able to bend completely backwards and touch nose to heel. Not gonna happen here. But if you just push it a little bit, you're gonna get this one into some fun poses. Sandrock is going to come with all of these staples for a Gundam Universe release. First and foremost, we are going to have a little peg clip system here that is going to go right there. So this way, if you need to use a Tamashii stage support system, all you need to do is get a support arm, and then you just need to plug it in. Backpack fell off. And there you go. Very stable, very good. We know how it works. Awesome. Now, it comes detached in the box, but Sandrock is going to come with a backpack. Very cool. You've already seen it. Let's go ahead and move on. We do have alternate hand parts, sort of splayed weapon-holding hand parts, because we are going to get effectively everything that we need here with Sandrock. Okay. And what is that going to be? Well, just simply put, heat shotels. Or heat shotel. Which all accessories here look great. Made of rather hard plastic, so try not to stab yourself or force anything too much. You may break it, and you don't want to do that. So very cool. This is iconic. You know, chop up some Zaku. We can do it that way. Or if you really wanted to, maybe that way, like some other shotels that are in existence. Or shotel. I don't know what the plural is, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, yep, that is what we can do here. And that is pretty dang cool. Now, of course, we have a shield. Neat snake look to it. I've always liked this ever since I was young. And we can throw that on the arm there. It just plugs in. Kind of like a hardpoint system. Very nice. Cool. If you are taking a close look at the instructions here, which I do have off to the side, you can see that, oh, look at that. Everything can get connected to the backpack. So we'll give it a better try here for the shield as it instructs. It can be done. Nicely so. Full weapon loadout. And I'm going to have to say that's pretty much it. Now, that being said, that is a very good pretty much it. What else could they throw in here? Beam effects? Explosions? Maybe? Support stands? Yeah, I'd like to see those. Which, if you need those, I do have videos to help you out. Both a guide for support stands and effect parts. But otherwise, Sandrock here, please tell me what else this Gundam could come with. It seems rather complete to me. And to round everything up, here is going to be a size comparison with all of Wave 5 of Gundam universe. Quite frankly, these are a rather rock-solid size for any collector. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Overall, I think the articulation on this one is fantastic, and I don't really know realistically what other accessories could or should be included, especially for the price point. Generally speaking, I think Sandrock is going to be the strong one of the recent wave for Gundam universe. Wave 5 is definitely going to end with a bang here for these reviews. If you are a fan of the character, or maybe you're just looking for a unique and interesting Gundam for your shelf, this is going to be a complete release. I would say the only thing I could benefit from are truly splayed out hands. Otherwise, for $30, you are absolutely getting your money's worth. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.